Okay, you're not a girl. You can't be in our girl talk. Okay, you can stay, but you sit over there. Hey guys, it's Luna. Welcome to my first video of my new Girl Talk series. As you know, on my channel, I have done videos from a ballerina point of view, such as my body hair tips from a ballerina or my period tips from a ballerina, and you guys really seem to like those videos. The reason I started YouTube was because when I was, growing up, going through puberty, middle school era, I had so many questions about stuff that was going on with my body and body hair, and I always went to YouTube, and there really wasn't a girl on there that I was able to watch and able to get good advice from, so I wanted to be that girl, and that's why I kind of started YouTube. So here I am trying to be the older sister figure to some of you. Before I start, I just wanted to disclaim that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a trained professional. Everything that I say is coming from personal experience. I'm just here to give you advice, but no professional advice. Welcome to Girl Talk. Today we are doing a part 2 of my body hair tips from a ballerina. You guys really love this video. It's the most viewed video on my channel, so I thought, why not do a part 2? I was really racking my brain to come up with more tips because I feel like I gave so much in that video, so I decided in this video that I was going to ask you guys on Instagram if you had any questions regarding body hair and how to deal with it, and I'm going to give you my advice from a ballerina point of view. And I say that because ballerinas are in leotard and tights every day. You see your bikini line very easily, you're lifting up your legs, and it's really something that, at least when I do ballet, I'm very insecure about, so yeah, I thought I would do that. It's kind of like when they do stripper hacks for shaving, but I'm not a stripper. Okay, that went weird. Another disclaimer before I start this video: body hair or no body hair, it doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter. We were born on this earth with hair all over, and that's how we were meant to be. So don't be ashamed of having body hair or not having body hair. Personally, I just don't like the way I feel. It hurts, it's itchy, and I just like to be smooth, so that's a personal preference. However, you should just never be ashamed of it at all. Let's start. Someone dropped off these Girl Scout cookies for me. Let's just say I'm not mad about it. I'm wearing all pink today. Not that I think that all girls like pink or anything, but I like pink. Another thing that I wanted to mention, while this series is labeled Girl Talk, I'm not saying that this is only for girls. I understand that not every girl has a vagina and not every boy has a penis. So this advice really goes out to anyone who needs it. No genders, no nothing. I'm just telling you about my body hair, okay? Let's just do it. You're so cute. You are such an angel. Let's get started. If you haven't seen my last video, I recommend watching that as well. I got the questions here. I'm gonna answer them candidly in the best way I can. Do you shave or wax? How do you shave down there? Basically, I shave my armpits and legs. However, I used to get Brazilian waxes down there. This is because I explained in my other video that I have really bad razor burn and ingrown hairs, so it's like a disaster down there when I do shave. So I used to get Brazilian waxes all the time. However, I did start getting laser about a year ago down there, as well as my armpits, and I'm gonna explain more about that a little bit later. I'll explain more about that later. What to do when you get ingrown hairs. Thank you for your help. Love you. I love you too. Girl, ingrown hairs are the worst thing I know. They hurt so bad, and literally every time I shave, I get 1 or 2 or a million, like literally millions. I understand your pain. However, my solution for that is I have ingrown hair tweezers. So, I mean, if you're strong enough, if you have an ingrown hair, these are really good to go in and get it out, which I think is good. I mean, it's pretty dangerous. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, only if you're good with that kind of stuff. I'm not saying do it or don't. I just don't want to get in trouble. It just has a really pointed tip. It's just sharp, but that's the best way that I get rid of ingrown hairs. Another thing I highly recommend, let's say you just shaved everything down there, the best thing, you should do this before and after honestly, is to exfoliate. This is from TJ Maxx. It's a charcoal exfoliating pad because exfoliating is super important. Definitely get some type of exfoliator. Also, the gloves are great. Anything like that. It hurts, but it's worth it. How does one shave their bikini line? Plus, is laser hair removal worth it? So I'm gonna tell you how I shave down there fully, and then I'm gonna tell you about laser. I explained this in my last video. I always use coconut oil. I put it in a separate jar and keep it in my shower. It's so natural. I think that shaving creams and anything scented like that is just not good to put down there at all. Like, the razor I use is the Harry's razor. It's like a men's razor. I got mine originally online, but then they started selling them in Target, so I got it at Target now. It's a 5-blade, so I know that it does the job. And then other than that, I have these tiny little razors, and that's just to get in like the crevices and stuff. And then back there, ladies, don't forget to shave back there. This is great. Love this one. This one just has like one singular blade. Those are my 2 shaving products. What I recommend when you're shaving is to hold the skin really taut. I start by going down and get all the hair I can off by going down, and then I go sideways, get as much as I can, and then the last step I'd go up. After that, I'll obviously exfoliate. However, I do get laser, so let me explain everything about laser, answer all your questions. I had so many questions about laser, and I still didn't know until I started doing it, so I'm gonna tell you everything that I know about it. I'm actually working with laseraway, and if you don't know them, they are amazing. I started laser May of 2019, and I'm still doing it now. I chose to do my full Brazilian laser as well as full armpit. I know that I'm gonna be shaving for the rest of my life, and I'd rather have it all off than have to worry about shaving it and getting ingrown hairs and razor burn all the time. And I just started my legs, so laseraway was nice enough to invite me into their offices and get laser treatment. I'm so thankful. This is honestly one of the most amazing things that I've ever done and most amazing people I've ever worked with. It's something that's gonna last me a lifetime and made me so much less insecure. Basically, you go in, laseraway gives you a consultation. Basically, if you're blonde and you have blonde body hair, you can't get laser. However, I'm blonde on my head, but my body hair isn't, so I was allowed to get laser. Depending on how strong or weak your hair is and how fast it grows, it depends on how many sessions you'll need. So I know another big question I had when looking at laser is like, they have small area and large area and medium area, and I'll insert here what everything is. That's how that works. Basically, you walk in, they ask if you have any sun exposure in the past 2 weeks, they ask if you're on antibiotics. They're very, very, very good about making sure everything's gonna be okay because it is a laser, you know, going into your body. And on my first appointment, I actually FaceTimed with a medical consultant who basically asked me all the questions, made sure everything was okay. Overall, nothing was rushed with laseraway. I felt very safe. I mean, I did go to Brazilian waxes before, so I wasn't really ashamed of being, you know, naked and stuff. These people literally see that stuff all day. It's their job. So you walk in, they tell you that you're in room whatever. Your laser professional will lead you into the room, and you change into this cute little robe, and you have these glasses that protect your eyes from the laser. You'll sit down, they'll knock on the door, make sure you're all good, and come in. Then they'll ask you if you have like deodorant on your armpits or like lotion, and you'll wipe it off with a baby wipe. So they tell you to shave the areas that you're getting laser on the night before, the morning of. So if you aren't really that clean shaven, they'll shave for you. If you come like 30 minutes before, they can give you numbing cream. I've never done that before. So now you're in the robe sitting down. Let's say you're getting Brazilian. They'll tell you to butterfly your legs and they'll start lasering. And it's such a fast process, you guys. They basically just laser the whole thing. There's like constant cold air blowing. It really just feels like a little needle kind of poking at you. Sometimes my appointments don't hurt at all, and sometimes they do. If we're comparing it to a Brazilian wax, it's nowhere near the pain of a Brazilian wax. Since I'm doing Brazilian, they will tell me to turn around and like lift my butt cheek, and then they'll do my butt, which is so lovely. It's super fast. And then my legs, they'll divide it into quarters and laser different quarters each time. What the laser does, it basically goes in and lasers the hair follicle inside. After you get laser done, they'll give you like a cortisone cream or aloe vera or something, just to like help with the irritation. It's not really bad. And then they'll tell you can't sweat. I think it's for like 24 hours and no like going in water. So a week after you get laser, you'll still see your hair, but if you exfoliate or shave that off, a week later their hair will fall out, if that makes sense. So a week later the hair falls out, and then it takes longer and longer to grow back each time till eventually it doesn't grow back at all. For Brazilian, they say to get it removed completely, it's about 6 to 8 sessions, and in between sessions you have to wait 6 weeks. So if you calculate that, that's my rundown of laser. I am having the best time with laser, you guys. I love laseraway. I love their whole aesthetic. I feel so comfortable every time I'm in there. They have great conversation, they have TVs, and I always feel well taken care of. It's never rushed, and the ladies in front are always super sweet as well. I already see such a huge difference. It's incredible. So that's my experience with Laser. If you want to check out Laseraway, which I highly recommend, they have so many locations. Click the link down below in my description box and it will direct you to a page. And if I were to recommend anything to you guys in this video, it's to start doing laser, honestly. Let's go to our next question though. Do I have to shave? Absolutely not. You do not have to shave if you don't want to. Someone says, would you let your armpit hair grow as a way of changing ballet stereotypes? I personally think that having armpit hair, for me, it's dark, so it would completely cut off my line. You know, you want to have that long ballet arm, and having that dark patch would just cut that off. So that's kind of my reasoning for that. However, if that weren't the case, I personally, again, don't like the feeling of having hair in my armpits. It's itchy, I get rashes, I just don't like it. So I probably wouldn't, but if you want to, you go right ahead. A lot of people say, how can I shave my armpits and not leave black dots afterwards? I think that's very common, just having like a shade, even if you shave. The only thing that can help that is to really hold your armpit super tight and really get as close as you can. Maybe waxing or obviously laser would be the best option to get rid of that completely, but everyone has it. I feel like you don't have to worry about it too much. Someone says, are you scared you're going to regret having laser hair removal in the future? I actually thought about this question a lot when I started getting laser, because I'm lasering my whole Brazilian and I'm not gonna have hair down there for the rest of my life. I was thinking of a scenario where I have like a daughter and she sees me and sees that I don't have hair, and she has hair and she's like, Mom, what's wrong with me? Like, you don't have this. And I would never want to obviously make her feel that way or tell her that you have to do something like I did. So I've been like really struggling with that, and part of me wishes I left a little bit, and I still can if I want to, I guess, but at the end of the day, it's not worth it. I am so over shaving and so over razor burn, and I kind of just want it all off at this point. Yeah, sometimes I do have my regrets, but never for my armpits, that's for sure, and never for my legs. Someone says toe hair. It's safe to say we all have toe hair. I don't think it's really such a big deal. Sometimes when I notice it, I'll shave it or like tweeze it, but that's really it. I mean, you can get laser on your toes if you want. I think that would kind of be a waste though. Is it true that shaving makes your hair grow back thicker? Yeah, that is true. They say that the easiest methods of removing hair is the fastest grow back. If you wax, your hair grows back thinner, as well as lasering, obviously. But shaving, like, if you're watching this and you haven't started shaving yet, girl, please wait and do it right, because the minute you shave any area, it's gonna grow back way thicker. Someone says, did you ever find it awkward talking to your mom about it? If not, how did you bring it up? I actually got my first wax in 8th grade, which is kind of crazy, but she clearly saw I was struggling and saw how insecure I was about it in regards to dance. Like, I just would be so nervous to wear a leotard, and I would just constantly get razor burn, and she understood that. So she was always supportive of that because it just helped me, and I was pretty independent. So in 9th grade, I would go to all my Brazilian appointments on my own, never really had an issue, but I also have a very like open, accepting mother. I talk to her about anything, and she's European, so I don't know how that would work with your parents. I think it's worth talking about because your mom probably deals with the same things and has when she was little, so, but I obviously can't speak for you or your parents. Last thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to be very open about it, is shaving in regards to having sex. I remember I wouldn't talk to any guys or do anything because I was so nervous that I had razor burn and ingrown hairs. But if you do and that person judges you on it, then that person clearly is not the right person for you. But I just want to tell you guys that really, truly, it's not such a big deal. Whatever happens, your body is your body, and the person that you're sharing it with should love you for all that you are. Don't be so scared and insecure. Okay, I think we covered a lot of topics today. Thank you, Laseraway, for partnering with me. I am obsessed with laser. The #1 thing to take away from this video is to check out laser. I love you guys so much. Don't be insecure about your body hair. It's normal. Don't be ashamed of it. And that's that. Hopefully you guys gained something from this video. Comment down below some other girl talk episode series you'd like to see. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye.